Hi, Town Councilor Jesse Gordon here with my nephew, Alex Gordon. We're going to show you about the Meadow uh, path in the Blue Hills. So we're going to share screen over here. And Alex is going to work the controls. And here's the map we're going to be working with. I'm going to go from point M, that's where you enter at the Donovan School, to point S. That's where you go to Ponkapoag Pond. I go back a page, Alex, and I'm going to turn my camera off so it's less confusing. And I'm going to start at point M. So could you bring up point M on the screen? And this is a, click here. This is a walk from the Donovan School to Ponkapoag Pond using the new path. There will be a sign at the Donovan School, right where the bicycle is located. That's the back of the parking lot of the Donovan School. You can see that that's actually the Blue Hills. Those two rocks are the border between the Blue Hills and the Donovan School. And go back to the next picture, Alex. And it's a great place to park right in that parking lot there, but only if school's not in session. If school is in session, don't park there. And do park somewhere else, and you can come in at this entrance, which is called the Reed Street entrance. This is the official vehicle entrance. You have to make it smaller so people can see it. This is the official vehicle entrance that the DCR uses. That's the Department of Conservation and Resources. This stone here says Meadow Road. That's the actual entrance to the Meadow path. Okay. And there's also a trail marker on the trees. It's called trail marker 5420 if you want to look it up on the maps. Now, if you take a walk from the Donovan School a little bit into the Blue Hills, going northwest, you end up at the rear entry of Harmony Hills. That's the rear entry there at that little gate. Can you make it a little bit smaller so people can see the archway? So that archway on top is very recognizable. It's been there for 20 years. It used to have a cow skull on top, but people were grossed out, so they took that down. And this is point L on the map if you're looking. Harmony Hills, that entrance there exits the Blue Hills. That's private property, so please respect that. And horses do come out there, and they use the trails just like we do. Next picture. At point K, we have another trail in the woods called Pasture Road. There's a separate video for that one. This is the meeting point between Pasture Road and Meadow Road. The bike is pointing along to the left of the bicycle is Pasture Road towards point H on the map. And behind the bicycle is where the horse bridge is. That's where we're going to be going next in our photo essay. In front of the bicycle is actually called Meadow Road, and that goes back to the Donovan School from where the bicycle is pointing. The next point up, it's about a 5-minute walk from that last point, and this is what's called the horse bridge. Make it a little bit smaller so people can see it. The horse bridge is used by a lot of horses. You can see under the bicycle there's a little bit of pavement. There's not a lot of pavement there, but it is paved because, I don't know, maybe it was once used by cars or something. For a few hundred yards on either side of the horse bridge, you can hike across. That bridge goes over Route 24. If you look at the other trail that we'll be discussing, this is right where the pipeline trail comes in. You can see the pipeline past the bicycle there. The pipeline is just a trail that there's a pipeline on. It's very straight and flat. You can hike on it if you like. At the point where the bicycle is pointing, that actually is where the pipeline crosses Route 24. You can't walk across there. The pipeline, of course, goes underground there. Okay, so now we've crossed the bridge to point O. That's the west side of the horse bridge. And the bridge actually has a name. Nobody uses that name. It's called the Charles L. Boley Memorial Bridge. There's a sign that says that, but everybody calls it the horse bridge. Some people call it the fire bridge because I guess fire trucks can go across there too. The reason it's paved there is because it once was a real road. So it's a very old and crumbling pavement now until the trail marker, which in this case is called trail marker 5401 if you're looking at the Blue Hills map. And that indicates the end of the pavement and the start of Ponkapoag Path. That point P, at the start of Ponkapoag Path, at trail marker 5401, is another fork in the road. if you look at the Blue Hills map, is called the Hemlock Road Trail. That actually goes right to the Deer Park neighborhood at the end of Turner Lane. You're free to walk there. Please don't park there. There's no real parking there. You should park at the Donovan School or at High Street on the other trail or off of Randolph Street at the end. We'll show you next. This is point P. The bicycle is pointing along Ponkapog path towards the lake. That's our destination today, is to go to the lake. Next. So you go through the woods. There's actually sort of a network of trails there. And if you take the wrong one, it's no big deal. We will sometime later this year, in late 2023, we're going to blaze the trees, it's called, with the Rick R. That's the blue and green R used by the Randolph Board of Recreation and the Randolph Intergenerational Cultural Center. Make it a little bit smaller so people can see what's going on, a little bit smaller yet. And this is the western end of Ponkapog Trail. There's a trail marker 5362 on the map. And if you look past the bicycle there, there's a runoff ditch. I helped dig that. That's part of the Friends of the Blue Hills do the maintenance on all these trails. You can help with that too if you go to Friends of the Blue Hills website. They're the ones who clean up the trails and do maintenance like that drainage ditch. Point R is the very end of the Ponkapog Trail, and that one is marked by trail marker 5361 on the tree. You can actually see the marker on the tree there. This is the intersection with what's called the Acton Path. That's the big path that goes all the way around Ponkapog Pond into Canton. We're still in Randolph here, but that trail circumnavigates the entire pond, which is the biggest pond in the Blue Hills, and it is appropriate for hiking, biking, and horseback riding. You will see a lot of horses on that trail because there's another horse farm. We saw Harmony Hill at one end. There's another one at the Canton end coming up. To the west of this point that we're showing here are the AMC Ponkapog Camp cabins. Those are cabins that you can rent overnight if you like. And you can use, even if you're not renting the cabins, you can use the swimming dock and lake viewing from that dock if it's too cold to swim from point S on the map where it touches the lake. Let's go on to point T. So point T is the Acton Path. It is trail marker 5355, and this goes back to that Hemlock Road Trail. So this is another split. I'm on the Acton Path here looking east. That, gas line marker or something like that. It's not good for bicycle trail. It says, please don't bike here. It is very rough, but it's fine for hiking. And I guess for horses, I don't know if horses prefer that, but it's a very nice hike. That'll take you back to that Hemlock Road. In other words, it'll take you right to where the Deer Park entrance is at the end of Turner Road. Let's see. Let's go on to point U. The Acton Path does go all the way around, including a YMCA camp. I'm not going to show that because that's in Canton. But here at the point U, this is just over the Canton border. In other words, it's right on the Canton-Randolph border. That you see in the distance there, past the entrance, is the other horse farm. That's on Randolph Street in Canton. And this entrance is where you officially go in to go to the AMC cabins. They have the two American flags on there so they can tell people, look for the two American flags. And you're given a code to open that gate so you can drive into the AMC cabins. Otherwise, you can't drive in here. You can park just up the path on that street out there. You can see there's a street lamp and a street light and a don't walk sign. You can cross the street there. And if you go to the right, there is another entrance for cars without a gate, and you can park at that area too. That's just over the line in Canton. Let's go one more forward to point V, and that's the official entrance from the road to what's called Fisherman's Beach. This is the place that you can park at this end, and it's very rough right now. The DCR, the Department of Conservation and Recreation, is repaving this area as part of their rehab of the Ponkapog Pond area. They're also going to do some work at the cabins, the AMC cabins, and that YMCA camp, which is just about the other side of the lake from here. But you can go in here. You can enter a kayak or canoe into the water. No motor boats, please. I guess you can swim there. The real swimming is officially at the AMC camp. Basically, to get to the lake, it's straight ahead from where you're viewing here. I think you can imagine seeing the lake. I see a little bit of blue in the distance there through the trees where we're doing the mouse, but that's actually where the lake is. And it's a lovely place to go bird watching, to go to the Acton Path, or to walk from the Donovan School. So it's about a 15-minute walk from the Donovan School to here if you go through the woods, maybe a 10-minute walk off the woods. You know, let me change that estimate. It's more than a 15-minute walk through the woods. It's more like a half-hour walk through the woods or a 10-minute walk on the road. You can go directly from here back to the Donovan School to make a complete circle. Okay, let's go to the top of that webpage, Alex, because I want to show some things on the top. Let's go back to the map on the top, and this right here is how can we make this park better? We are doing a park survey, which I invite everyone to do. This survey here is not the one we're doing. This is what we're using as a model. This is in DW Field right now. It's April 2023. We're going to do a similar park survey in Randolph. In Randolph, we are putting it on the RIC website. We'll show how to get there in a different video. This is the sign that we're putting up at the entrance to the Donovan School. It's going to look something like that. I believe this map is what we're doing. You can see the letter codes on it. And this is the existing sign at the Donovan School now. I presented this to the school committee so they can see what the signs look like. Go ahead, say something else. What do you want?
You might want to wrap it up.
Yeah, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you, Alex. And I'm going to make another video. So what we did on this video was we went from point M, L, K, J, O, P, Q, R. I don't think I had a picture of point S. That's right on the lake. And then T, U, V. The next one will go to High Street. Thank you.